We've all been there, right? That party, that holiday, that moment you just indulged in a little too much sugar. The big question is, what do you do next? Well, today we're decoding your emergency plan for that exact moment, and then we're going to get into the long-term strategies to make your metabolism rock solid for good.
You know the feeling. That quick burst of energy, followed by that huge crash that leaves you feeling sluggish, foggy, just blah. It's super common, but what's actually going on inside your body at a cellular level? Well, that's a whole different story. It's kind of like a silent biological crisis you might not even know is happening.
So when all that sugar hits your system, something pretty alarming starts to happen. That glucose literally starts sticking to proteins in your blood. The process is called glycation, and it creates these nasty compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGS for short. The easiest way to think about them is like cellular rust. They damage your cells, they fire up inflammation, and they can even speed up the aging process.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain and get a really clear picture of what this sugar spike problem looks like from the inside out, because it's this incredibly fast chain reaction, and the consequences are pretty significant.
First off, boom, your blood glucose skyrockets. That extra glucose latches onto your proteins, creating those damaging AGEs we just talked about. Your pancreas sees this and goes into full-on emergency mode, flooding your system with insulin. And here's the real kicker you see on this slide. That giant surge of insulin basically flips a switch. It completely turns off your body's ability to burn fat and cranks on the energy storage mode.
All right, so that's the problem. It sounds a little scary, I know, but here's the good news: you are absolutely not powerless against it.
In fact, there are some seriously powerful, science-backed moves you can make the second you realize you've overdone it with the sugar.
Think of these as your metabolic toolkit, or maybe your body's own little fire department. We've got 3 first responders that you can send in immediately to start doing damage control and help your body bounce back.
First up, and this might just be the most powerful tool you have for immediate help, is movement. And this isn't about burning calories, not really. This is about fundamentally changing how your body gets rid of all that excess glucose.
Okay, this is the really cool part. When you contract your big muscles, we're talking squats or even just a brisk walk, you activate these special proteins called GLUT4 transporters. These little guys then travel to the surface of your muscle cells and act like tiny doorways, pulling glucose straight out of your bloodstream. And get this, they do it without needing any insulin at all. Your muscles basically become these amazing glucose sponges, just soaking up all that extra sugar to store as fuel for later. How cool is that?
And hey, this isn't just a neat theory, the science is totally solid. A major study in the journal Diabetes Care found that a simple 15-minute walk after a meal made a huge difference, significantly cutting down that blood sugar spike. It's such a simple action, but the biochemical effect is massive.
All right, our second first responder is probably sitting in your pantry as we speak: apple cider vinegar. It's got this active ingredient, acetic acid, that does some pretty remarkable things to how your body handles carbs.
Now, how you use it is really important. You want to mix 1 or 2 tablespoons of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar with a glass of water. And please, please, please always dilute it. Never drink it straight, it's way too acidic for your tooth enamel. Just drink this mixture right after your meal, or if you can plan ahead, about 15 minutes before you eat.
So, how well does this actually work? Well, the research is pretty incredible. It shows that having vinegar with a high-carb meal can blunt the blood sugar response by a whopping 20 to 35%. The main way it works is by slowing down how fast your stomach empties, which means the sugar enters your bloodstream much more slowly and steadily.
And finally, our third immediate strategy. This is one we so often forget about: good old-fashioned hydration. Just drinking water plays a super important role in helping your body clear that excess sugar out of your system.
So here's the deal. When your blood sugar is high, your kidneys kick into high gear to filter that extra glucose out of your blood. But for them to do their job right, they need plenty of water to help flush it all out through your urine. So a really simple, practical step is to just drink about 16 to 32 ounces, that's about 2 to 4 glasses, of water over the next few hours. It really helps that natural clearing process along.
Okay, so those are your emergency tools. That's your damage control plan. But let's be honest, the real win is to stop needing them so often, right? So now we're going to shift from reactive tactics to proactive strategy. Let's look at how you can build real, long-term metabolic resilience.
One of the most powerful long-term strategies out there is intermittent fasting.
By just shrinking your eating window each day, you're giving your whole digestive system a much-needed break. This helps lower your baseline insulin levels, which is so key for making your cells more sensitive to insulin when you do eat. It also kicks off some amazing cellular cleanup processes, and, over time, trains your body to become metabolically flexible, meaning it can easily switch between burning sugar and burning fat for fuel.
And of course, what you eat every day is the foundation of everything. You can think of this slide as your blueprint for building a meal that keeps your blood sugar stable and happy. You've got protein to keep you full and satisfied, you've got healthy fats to slow down digestion and provide steady energy, and you've got fiber-rich veggies that act like a sponge, slowing down how quickly sugar gets absorbed. Put them all together, and you have a powerful trifecta for controlling your metabolism.
And please, do not underestimate the power of sleep. It's a total game changer. Just look at the difference one night makes. Get quality sleep and your hormones are balanced. Your insulin sensitivity is high and your impulse control is strong. But miss out on sleep, your stress hormone cortisol goes up, your insulin sensitivity tanks, and those intense sugar cravings, yeah, they go through the roof. Making 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep a priority is an absolute non-negotiable for metabolic health.
So, after going through all of this, what's the one big idea, the main takeaway from this whole metabolic blueprint?
This right here is probably the most important mental shift you can make. Managing your relationship with sugar isn't about having more willpower or depriving yourself. It's about knowledge. It's about understanding the cause and effect that's happening inside your own body, and then using that knowledge to work with your biology instead of fighting against it.
So I really want to leave you with this powerful thought. Your metabolism isn't something that just happens to you. By understanding and applying these strategies, you are taking direct, active control over your energy, your health, and your vitality for the long haul. So I'll turn the question back to you. What is the one strategy from everything we just talked about that you can put into action today? Is it going to be that post-meal walk, maybe mixing up some apple cider vinegar, or just deciding to prioritize your bedtime tonight? The real power is in taking that first step,